Hey writers, authors, self-publishers, before I reveal 5 book marketing tips you need to know before you publish your book, keep in mind that these tips should be used together so they feed into one another. By the way, if you want to be as happy as a cat with a laser pointer, hit that like button and spread the love. Let's jump in. Tip number 1 is the cover reveal. This is probably one of the most common marketing techniques used by many because it works, provided of course you have an audience. Now this creates intrigue, mystery, people want to find out more, it gets the hype train steaming ahead basically, and it's always good marketing to get people interested in your next book. Tip 2 is social media. Build an audience on social media, connect with others in your genre. Connect with your ideal reader. Where they go, you go. Where they are, you should already be there. I'm working on this myself actively. It's not easy, but I'm hoping it's worth it. You'll meet some interesting people, you'll make friends. Who knows, you may even enjoy the process. It's worth noting that those who have very successful book launches tend to have a decent to large audience that they can tap into. As you continue to build your audience, generate some buzz and hype in the run-up to your book launch. Drop in teasers about your next book or first book launch. But don't go overboard. Encourage shares, reach out to your network and promote your upcoming book in whatever ways you're comfortable with. Let's make this video as adorable as a basket of puppies by clicking that like button for extra cuteness. Up next is tip number 3. Author email lists and website or landing pages. These are powerful tools that you should at least be considering. Get a basic one set up if you're uncomfortable or feel overwhelmed like I do when it comes to anything email lists or websites or landing pages. Some of the best-selling and most popular authors swear by the power of email lists. The power of an email list is that they are your customers. They're not Amazon's customers, they're not Apple's customers, they're not Google's customers. These are your customers, your audience, your fans, and maybe even your super fans. People visit your website or sign up to your email list to hear from you about your books. So start building that email list early on. You can do this by directing your audience to your website or landing page where they can sign up to your email newsletter. There are many email service providers. Make sure you do some research. Compare what each of them have to offer and choose the one that suits you best. If you find it isn't a good fit, you can always change email service providers later. This isn't a till death do us part deal. You can switch providers at any time. Just keep an eye on costs. One of the easiest ways to start building that email list is to offer a freebie of some sort. It may be the backstory of a book you'll launch or something that fills in the gap between a scene or characters. Let your imagination run wild a bit. Tip number 4 is pre-orders. If you can, set these up and make sure you stick to it. Make sure you know the rules around pre-orders as well and don't fall on the wrong side of it, especially with Kindle Direct Publishing or KDP. They have some of the harshest treatments for non-compliance when it comes to pre-orders. If you found that tip helpful, hit that like button. Finally, tip number 5 is plan ahead for your launch week, a couple of weeks or month, depending on what your launch plans are. This is the critical launch phase. Get this right and you boost your rankings with Amazon significantly. Consider booking your promotions with book promo sites early to coincide with your launch dates. Some planning is needed, especially if you want to do a promo stack. A promo stack isn't complicated. It simply means you book a few of these book promotions and you choose the dates your book is promoted to readers of these book promo sites. There is going to be a bit of testing you'll need to do. Not all book promo sites will yield the same results. In fact, it's entirely possible to get 0 sales or downloads. Entirely possible. But I still recommend it because the chance of getting lots of sales and downloads and reaching a wider audience, for me anyway, is worth the financial risk of stacking book promotions. Hopefully you found these tips useful and hug that like button like koalas hug trees. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now click on this video that YouTube thinks is right up your alley, or click on this playlist if you want to learn more about getting book reviews the legit way.